The Witcher, where was I? Well, I was just reviewing Star Wars Ahsoka, but on The Witcher, I was probably complaining about the casting again. Oh, and cosplay. I would have been looking at cosplay, and I think I understand it now. I saw a few examples, and I just got it all at once. It was this one. Can you tell me who this girl is supposed to be? Have you got it yet? That's supposed to be her cosplay of Darth Vader. Now, maybe I'm remembering the OT wrong, because I don't remember Darth Vader wearing one of those hot pants. They may be too small for hot pants, they may in fact be bikini bottoms, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, that picture of Vader does cut off partway up his body. Maybe there are hot pants down there. Let's try a full body shot. Nope, still no hot pants. So cosplay. Some women do it because they like the characters, and some women clearly use it as an excuse to wear revealing outfits and get attention, because there is no way you can tell me that is a genuine attempt to look like Darth Vader. Someone who watched a previous video sent me a message asking, did you notice Marty Serdegren, who is played by a 31-year-old Polish actress, and it's a wonderful fit to the role. Shame she has about 10 seconds of screen time, and yes, I thought she did quite well in the role.
Witcher. I've been waiting to get my hands on you all evening. I started as a contortionist, you know. I'm quite badly.
But she's maybe a bit miscast again. In the book, the character is described as a flame-haired enchantress that Geralt doesn't know. The redhead wore a white skirt and a blouse of white georgette. The blouse, like that of Sabrina's, was totally transparent, and it's like the show does this on purpose. You'd think they'd get the right hair colour or ethnicity for a character at least once or twice just by accident, but no. The actress playing you is called... oh cripes. Now I'm an English speaker, and some Polish names look like the letters I get when I play Scrabble, so sorry if I butcher this. Michalina Olshanska? Is that how you pronounce it? If it isn't, I don't know. I mean, I think she captured what the book character was all about, and she's kind of cute. And bendy.
I'm quite badly.
She also seems to have a better resume than Anya Chalotra, who plays Yennefer in the show, and may in fact be a better fit for the character. And that one always makes me angry. Not having a good fit for the role is bad, but when there's maybe a better choice already in your cast, that's just mind-blowing to me. It's like in the MCU, where they have tiny Don Cheadle playing the War Machine James Rhodes. Meanwhile, Idris Elba is right there in the MCU, and you cast him as the Norse god Heimdall. And before you get any ideas, Netflix, no, Idris Elba would not have been a good bit of casting to play Triss Merigold either. No. No Idris Elba for Triss, and no Victor Wong for Yennefer. What I don't want to hear from you, Netflix, is he may be an elderly, ethnically Chinese man who's going bald instead of having long black curly hair. Also, he maybe doesn't quite have the looks to be a supernaturally attractive young woman. Also, he's short and dead. But we really felt we needed to change people's perceptions of beauty. And that's even with me loving Victor Wong.
A dwarf.
Oh, will you pipe down, Michelle Yeoh? This is not a good time. At this point, the population of Poland seem to be giving Netflix Witcher the side-eye in a way they usually reserve for looking at Vladimir Putin. A lot of Polish folks seem to be very protective of their country and culture and will fight for it, probably because they've repeatedly had to. This may be in large part due to that whole being stuck in the Soviet Union for 50 years, and I don't get the impression many Polish people approve of the show being updated for a modern audience. But sorry Poland, a lot of people in America have determined that your skin is pale, and therefore you're in the oppressor class. Meanwhile, back on The Witcher, they're having a ball. But in reality, a conflict is coming to the Brotherhood of Magic, and that's why in the books, Vilgefortz called the Conclave. It was all a trap. He intended to attack the mages who were not on his side by sneaking a Nilfgaardian attack force into Aretuza while all of the hostile mages were drunk. But the Redanians smelled a rat. That's why Philippa and Dijkstra attended. They intended to attack Vilgefortz first. That's why it's such a mistake in the show to instead have Yennefer call the Conclave. Vilgefortz, therefore, in a few days, organised a plan to attack his enemies, and as pure coincidence, so did Philippa and Dijkstra, despite not even wanting to go to the conclave and having to be ordered by the King of Redania. So they've written in lots of coincidences and made the story make a lot less sense. But trouble is coming, and the different sides are trying to recruit Geralt to join them and deliver Ciri to their side because of how powerful she has the potential to be. Yen tells Geralt to behave at the party and implies that he always causes trouble at parties.
So behave yourself.
I always behave myself.
You have no memory of my party in Rind. Say nothing of enchanted hedgehogs and the law surprise.
That was complicated.
But this...
And this is baffling. In the show, Yennefer cites Rind and Sintra as examples of him misbehaving. Rind. So you mean the Rind where Yennefer took a whole town captive and made them put on an explicit live show for her? That's an example of him misbehaving, is it? She did that before he even arrived in town. Or does she mean when he attacked people in Rind? Because she left out the part where she used magic to make him do it? Or does she mean when she messed around with the genie and demolished the mayor's house? Do the writers not remember their own show?
Women.
She didn't say any of this in the book because it's stupid, and she wasn't even in Sintra to see what happened, and none of that was Geralt's fault either. During the dance, Yen's reactions are all wrong. Her character is supposed to be experienced and kind of frosty. It should take more than a dip to leave her breathless. She's done all of this before, many times, but Anya Chalotra is playing it like a blushing teenager. Maybe it's difficult for a young woman not to when she's dancing with Henry Cavill. In the book, the mages are all hundreds of years old. They're manipulative players of games, like calculating chess masters. Instead, the series gives us this.
Who gave him champagne? I'm just wasted again.
Can you please try and remember what the characters are supposed to be and where? It's a fantasy setting, and this is supposed to be a near 100-year-old sorceress. Why is she saying wasted, like she's an American college girl at a frat party? None of this is in the book. Geralt and Istred have a fight as a distraction, and it's all to set up an unmasking of Stregobor as the one responsible for the missing girls from the Magic Academy, and all of the proof was just lying in an unsecured cabinet out in the open. I mean, Codringer's door had better security. Although I did like that they tried to do something with the Stregobor storyline, even if they still didn't conclude it, and none of this was in the book. And then at the end of the episode, after the dance is over, Yennefer and Geralt realise that their hidden foe has been Vilgefortz all along. And they know because Vilgefortz gave matching jewellery to two separate women like an idiot. So they know he's in league with Lydia, and none of that was in the book either. So Geralt leaves Yen's room to confront Vilgefortz and gets surprised by Dijkstra, who comes from off camera in a place that would clearly be in Geralt's eyeline, and by the next shot he's in a completely different place. And this is so much worse than in the books, where Geralt and Yennefer make love. Geralt is happy and goes to the bathroom. And a war has broken out in the middle of Aretuza. The party has turned into a battle, and there are bodies on the floor, and it's another clever use of juxtaposition by Sapkowski. The violence is put into sharp contrast by the previous love scene, and Geralt not being on guard explains why he's captured so easily. So far from being true to the books, they've changed an awful lot, and almost every change they made resulted in a far worse story. And on that note, that's the review part over. It's time for me to open up my mailbag again, and a message that I got on this video that took issue with me not liking the casting of Marguerite. Triss didn't have red hair in the books, Yennefer wasn't of Indian descent, Geralt doesn't have a British accent, and yes, that's kind of my problem with the series. What accent did Geralt have in the books, by the way? Jaskier was blonde and dressed in purple silk and was called Dandelion. Well, not quite. In the original Polish, he was called Jaskier, which is Polish for buttercup. He became Dandelion in the English translation. Volothmir didn't even exist in the books. Why are we making such a big deal over someone who is genuinely a gorgeous person? Have women not been poked and prodded at for centuries? Body positivity is a way of making sure people don't hurt or even themselves over something they can't control. And I disagree. Most people, I think, absolutely can control their own body weight, or should be able to. I'll put some suggestions as to how at the end of the video. And I'd suggest people being in good health is what will save their lives. Try asking your doctor. Obesity is second only to cigarette smoking as the leading cause of preventable death in the US. Honestly, can we start giving up about things that are actually important? An adaptation isn't going to be a photocopy of the books onto the big screen. I'm also extremely sure it's too late to be making a video about this due to the fact that season 3 has already been released and they already have someone in the role of Margarita. And well, I could hardly criticise it before it came out, could I? I hadn't seen it at that point. So if I can't criticise it before it comes out, and I can't criticise it after it comes out, I can't criticise it at all, can I? But I get the impression that's the idea. You agree with the politics of the show that's now in the story and haven't got a good argument, and this to me comes across instead as an attempt to manipulate me. Now, where did I leave that cosplay picture?
You've got spunk and balls. And I like that in a woman.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she hasn't. If you see the whole picture, you can kind of tell that she hasn't. Surely there won't be anywhere to keep them in that outfit. Now, this lady, I understand, is called Irina Maya from Ukraine. Now, we've established in previous lore of this show that Russians have giant tentacle arms. I learned this because Marvel's Secret Invasion was effing stupid, but this raises the question, do Ukrainians also have giant tentacle arms? And if so, where precisely is the cut-off line? Belarus? Poland? East Germany? Is that why Angela Merkel stayed in power for so long? Is anything east of the former Iron Curtain hentai country? But on a more serious note, if you're trying to lose weight, firstly make sure you're drinking enough water. 1.5 to 2 litres a day of pure water. That will make it so you're not confusing hunger and thirst. Try to exercise every day, even if it's just a 20 or 30 minute walk. That's safe and good for almost everyone. Even better if you could get a bit of sun and be near some nice trees when you do it. It should make you feel a lot better. Thirdly, and this one is weird, eat a lot. But when you do, eat the right things. Nutrient-rich, unprocessed foods. And I'm not sure it's possible to put on weight eating blackberries. Do your own cooking when you can, so you know exactly what's going in what you're eating. And I'm going to leave it at that before this becomes a weight loss channel. Good luck with it.